Really thorough Twitter thread about evidence that Trump has been having strokes for a while. I thought Vosh might want to see. No, I'll take a look. The reason that I haven't been looking at threads like this is because 99% of the time they turn into deranged schizoid ramblings. Like it overwhelmingly, when you read a thread that starts with 1 out of 31, I think somebody's hiding something. You start getting like AI post speculation. This has happened to me twice this morning, by the way, because I was in bed, like just waking up, looking at more. I woke up and I saw the video of Trump today. Or no, I saw photos of Trump today and the video yesterday where he has the similar like slouch. And I was like, oh my God, And I saw a bunch of posts about it, and both times I looked, they devolved into like, why don't they show up in the mirror? Everything is fake. It's an illusion. Aliens made this. It's maybe this one's better. Let's see. It's from an investor, professor, policy consultant, author, independent investigative journalist, and father who's trying to make the world suck less. So I feel like we're off to a good start just in terms of credibility. I believe there's growing evidence that the White House is covering up the fact that Trump's been dealing with TIA strokes. What is a TIA stroke? And that he's likely had a more significant ischemic stroke this week. TIA strokes are temporary blockages. Ischemic strokes leave a lasting impact, but can range dramatically in scope and severity. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm here learning right with you. He's also a doctor. Well, in fairness, that you could get by Googling, but let's see the evidence. TIAs precede an ischemic stroke in about 30% of patients and often result in longer lasting interventions. Let's take a look at what we think the evidence is. Ron Filipowski notes that Trump's been dragging his right leg for a while. This is true. This is definitely true. I have seen a ton of videos where Trump has been dragging his right leg. That's been going on for a long time. Yeah. It very clearly takes him some effort to move it. Oh, this is a good one. You can see it right here, like really clearly. How long a time? Before he was president again. There's definitely a limp there, or like an imbalance. Hand bruises from right after the election. That's definitely from this is still definitely from like constant intravenous fluids. They keep saying it's because he's been shaking too many hands. 3 new medications: rosuvastatin, it's daily aspirin, blood thinners. This might be a little bit beyond my pay grade, just a little bit. Swollen ankles. Oh, hold on. Bruising is seen on both hands. I don't know if I've seen a picture of him having bruising on his left hand before. It's usually on his right hand, right? Aren't I used to seeing it on his right hand? Yeah, it's on his right hand. 2 IVs. I mean, it could be. That's kind of a weird spot for an IV placement, though. Right here? That's not really where I'd expect it. When IVs are put in hands, like on the back of a hand, usually they do it like right kind of here, right? Could be weird lighting. Maybe. Is it an image flip? Nah, because there's text here on the back of his hat. This seems a lot more speculative. This was very funny. You all saw this, right? When Putin arrived and conquered Alaska, Trump couldn't walk in a straight line down the red carpet. I know we live in a world right now where there are no consequences to anything. Like insane shit happens every day and none of it is treated seriously. But like all of these bits of evidence held in tandem, they are not circumstantial, right? Like it is weird that he walked like this, especially down a narrow red carpet. I mean, I think that even subconsciously, a person walking down a carpet like this would try to stay in the center. Like you're literally being given a guide on exactly the path that you want to walk. This would look weird without the carpet. With the carpet, it's insane. Like this sounds weird. Try to imagine yourself with there's a million cameras on you and you're walking down a carpet that looks just like this. Imagine how uncomfortable it would be to make yourself walk like this. You know what I mean? If they had a mild ischemic stroke, you'd expect the patient to be on bed rest, 2 to 3 days, be able to take small assisted steps, and the patient may have facial droop, flatter facial creases, or their mouth agape due to facial muscle weakness. I don't know, man. I feel like I might be getting bought in. I mean, this is all speculation, right? Yeah, but it's really weird. A whole week with no time in front of the press? Like they're shielding him from it and desperate, and now they're like, okay, we need to have some kind of appearance now that everyone's talking that he's dead. Let's like get him hobbled out to a golf course, but then not actually have him golf. We'll post fake photos from a week ago to pretend they were just taken today, and keep the press really far back. There is no explanation for this that isn't some kind of severe health problem. And I think it's a stroke and not a heart failure, because if it was a heart problem but he was able to walk, he'd be able to talk. If he had some kind of like heart attack, that would leave him weak. But if he was well enough to walk around, he would probably be able to muster like a minute to wave at the press or whatever. For all we know, he might actually not be able to talk right now. Like, it could be that bad. It seems like it's bad, and it like this level of caution in engaging with the press. The heart failure speculation primarily comes from his bloated ankles. Oh, buddy, I'm sure he's got blood flow issues too, okay? I'm just talking like in this specific instance, I think it's a stroke. We also know that he was dressed the same as the last time he went out golfing with Kai. Yeah, it's difficult to like always date Trump photos because he does tend to dress the same pretty much always. It's just a hat change usually. Look, at some point in the near future, we are going to see him talk to the press. They can't avoid it forever. Though every day they do will only contribute to this narrative moving forward. I wish the Dems talked about it more, at least in a petty way, like the GOP did with Biden. Yep, abstemiousness once more on the part of the Dems. Yeah. I know that like Gavin Newsom's posted about it a little bit, but like Jesus, it's the president of the United States. He has the nuclear codes. He might legitimately be mute, or at the very least incapable of communicating effectively. Like, holy shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, God, Biden was forgetful, and head empty and senile 100%. Yeah, but like this is a much more acute health failing. And at least Biden was surrounded by competent advisors. Evil for sure, but competent. Trump's surrounded by what? Relatives and sycophants. He could accidentally order a nuclear strike in Chicago. We don't know. Grok says this photo's from Mar-a-Lago. Well, if Grok says it. You know what? Actually, hold on. I think you're actually correct. Right now, Trump is supposed to be at the Virginia facility. But yeah, no, the Mar-a-Lago has this carpeting. This carpeting is from Mar-a-Lago. Yes, because I saw this. Because we saw photos of classified documents from Mar-a-Lago spread out over this exact carpet. So either Donald Trump had his Virginia location carpeted exactly the same as the Mar-a-Lago location, which isn't impossible, totally possible, or it's an older photo. Who knows? No, someone debunked this. It does have the same carpet as Mar-a-Lago. He is reusing it. We know he likes to reuse his decor. I guess that makes it ambiguous then. It could be either. World's loudest carpet? Yep, it's like everything else about him. Fucking ugly, gilded toilet bullshit. We know he can't be down in Mar-a-Lago. Yes. JB Pritzker did say something about it. Not even remotely mean enough. Why don't you send everyone some proof of life first? Buddy, this is like not even remotely mean enough, okay? Every single Democrat politician right now should be posting photos of Trump's drooping open face and talking about how his death is imminent. Why are they hiding a stroke? Is the president of the United States physically capable of doing his job? Invoke the 21st or whatever. 23rd? What's the one where the cabinet members get to, It's not just the Dems. We haven't even seen 25th, thank you. We haven't even seen any news orgs talk about this. Why do you think they're silent? Because they're subservient to the White House. We've seen numerous extremely troubling high-profile stories. Jesus. Just completely dead silent from U.S. media. I mean, sortie also works, right? Because one of the things they were really quiet about was the evidence pertaining to the, viability of Trump's strike on Iran. A lot of outlets were quiet on Biden, too. I don't really think it's comparable necessarily. For one, the right-wing media was never quiet about Biden, Whereas the left-wing media is being quiet about Trump. Very quiet, in my opinion, relative to the preponderance of the evidence, I would say the right-wing media more than made up for everyone else's quiet. And for two, we're talking about a very bizarre acute health episode right now. Also, did was the media really that quiet about Biden's health? Because like all it took was one bad debate performance for the party to be thrown into crisis and for every single like lighthouse to be lit. You know, the fucking everyone. It ignited a multi-month debate about replacing him for the primary before the DNC. I mean, it was huge, you know. Whereas with Trump right now, it's like people are nervously prodding it with a stick. But this is huge. I mean, there's a reason why when I Googled stuff about this and I looked up articles on it, here's the Irish Star. Here's Hindustan Times. I mean, they talk about everything, you know. There's not that much mainstream media coverage about what could be like an incredibly compromising health failure on the part of the president. No, we do have low standards for Trump, 100%. Absolutely, we do. Canadian news has lots of articles gleefully discussing Trump potentially being dead. That's good. I'm glad somebody has the energy. Saved by the bell. Seems like the media is uncertain. Yeah, but like normally when the media is uncertain about something like that, it's because like you still get a bunch of op-eds about it, you know? Like you still get a bunch of it a bunch of attention driven to it, but in this case, look, we've talked about this before, okay? We've talked about this before. We know for a fact that Western news media is complicit to the administration. Even outlets like MSNBC, CNN, etc., have been threatened by the administration with, Jesus, I don't know, you know, sanctions, their media license being revoked, their press pass in the White House. God only knows what conversations happen at the back end. But we know for a fact this administration threatens the fuck out of people who disagree with them. So, you know, we don't need to speculate on that. Will they cancel the Chicago move? Probably not. It's a holiday. I don't know why you're pretending like they do editorial shit in a day like today. Why? Why are you arguing with me? The media still operates on a holiday. The media is still, it's not just editorial stuff, like it's actual news, but like also it wasn't just today, it was yesterday as well, and the day before. It's not unreasonable to assume